Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Manhattan Theatre Club is presenting Steppenwolf's production of Lisa D'Amour's play Airline Highway. Under the direction of two-time Tony Award winner Joe Mantello, it will open on April 23rd at the Samuel J. Friedman Theatre, and we drop by the rehearsal room to meet the company, led by Tony Award winner Julie White. First of all, welcome back to Broadway. How does it feel?
Oh, I'm really excited. It feels a little bit like Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike, because that was another one where I was jumping in to something that people were doing with, it felt like no rehearsal. And this one, I've just been rehearsing a week, and everything on me hurts, and my brain is sore.
The theater.
Yes, somebody texted me the other day, like, how are you holding up, baby? And I was like, gosh, I'm so tired. And then I got a text back, all caps, the theater is too hard.
Tell me, when you first read the play, what went through your mind and why you wanted to do it?
Well, for one thing, it's a very hard play to read because she writes so much. It's like it's all happening as life. She sort of comes from a performance art background. So it'll be written in columns, like 3 columns. So I'm like, what part do I read? I couldn't even figure out how to read it, you know what I mean? So I would just read like one character's track, and but I found it, neat and exciting, and it reminded me of the darling Lanford Wilson. It reminded me of Balm and Gilead, which was one of the first plays I saw when I came to New York, the Steppenwolf production. And all I wanted to be was a Steppenwolf actor and do a play like that. So it took 30 years, but finally one came across my desk. Not that I have a desk.
Talk about the role that you play.
Well, I play Tanya, and in the world of this play, there's, I'm 1 week in, so I might be saying something that's incorrect. But she kind of feels like the mom a little bit. And like in the play is really Aristotelian in that it goes over 24 hours. And in the course of it, we're basically throwing a party. And I find, after 1 week of rehearsal, that I am very organized, that I am all about getting this thing together. And so it kind of is good because it gives that first act a lot of a motor, But she's also, kind of a low-rent prostitute who's addicted to drugs. So
There's that.
But, she's trying to rise above it today. And I think that certainly every day for an addict is a hard day, but that she definitely is someone who thinks today is the day. I'll be okay today. I'll make it through, or maybe if I'll just have one. Yeah. That would be the hope for the day.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And working with this cast so far, combining, Steppenwolf and the new people in the cast.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it's really cool. Some actors I didn't know. K. Todd Freeman, I've known and admired for a long time, and he plays, I think, my best friend in the show, Sissy Nana. I feel like we trade clothes a lot. I'm wearing some booty shorts, so you may need to see that. Yeah, and, like they're just good actors, and there's lots of us too, which is really cool. You rarely see so many actors on stage in a play. It's just unheard of.
And working with Joe Mantello.
Love it. I'm loving working with Joe Mantello. I never have. I've been friends with him for way too many years to have never worked with him. But we'd had a couple of opportunities before where we just couldn't get it together. So I'm really thrilled to be getting to do this now. And I'm having a lot of fun with him, and there's a lot of gossiping and storytelling.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
My final question is, what are you looking forward to the most with coming back to Broadway in this show?
Putting
you on the spot.
God, what am I looking forward to most about coming to Broadway with this show? Well, the thing that I would complain about the most is also the thing that is the coolest. And that's like walking through Schubert Alley on your way to do a play. It's like, oh my God, y'all, we're on Broadway. It's sort of, but it is also just such an enormous pain in the ass to get through all those people, to walk anywhere, but it's also pretty magnificent. And I feel very privileged, there's just a few of us that get to do it. And I don't sing, so that I get to do Broadway, and it's pretty neat. But, ask me like 4 weeks into the run, and I'll be like, God, I have no idea. Why did I say I'd do this?
How excited are you two to be bringing this play to Broadway?
So excited.
Are you kidding me? I mean, you talking about a city boy from Detroit that landed in Chicago, and now I'm hitting on Broadway. I'm like doing my Broadway debut at 54 years of age, man. Yeah. How incredible is that? That's not something to tell people. You just keep going. It'll happen.
So this is your debut.
It's my debut on Broadway, absolutely.
Both of us. Yeah. Yeah.
It gets better, right?
It does get better.
It's so exciting, and I mean, this play is so much fun to live in and to be on stage with. It's a party in a parking lot in New Orleans, so it's great music and a lot of food and a lot of drinking, and obviously we're not doing most of that in real life. But
our research,
but we've been doing a lot of research, and the experience of just sort of living and breathing in this world that Lisa and Joe have created and that the designers have created. The design of the show is gorgeous, is so fun, and to get to take it from Steppenwolf, and then to keep sort of learning and growing and moving to a different space, and we get to share this with more people, which is even more exciting. So it's fun. It's fun to dive back in.
And to go from one house to another, to go from Steppenwolf to MTC, it's been seamless.
Yeah.
Just because everyone involved is so vested in what's taking place.
And good at what they do. And then just treating you with such respect, and the respect of who you are as an artist, what you bring to the table. Yeah.
So it's been heaven for me.
Yeah.
Who do you each play?
I play Krista. She's a stripper at Babe's Strip Club in the French Quarter, which is definitely a real place. And you can look at the Yelp reviews to give you an idea. She's a former resident of the Hummingbird Hotel. Her mom was friends with Miss Ruby, which is sort of how I got brought into the mix. And my ex-boyfriend is Bait Boy, and he comes back for the funeral, and drama.
Well, I play Terry. Terry is the resident handyman, and he travels all around Louisiana with his toolbox, hustling, making a living for himself. But he's part of that family at the Hummingbird Motel, and very good friends with her character, Krista. But there's unrequited sort of thing that goes on. But he's certainly part of that fabric that is so eclectic in so many different ways, and like everyone else, his heart is so big.
Yeah.
And but none of them, but particularly Terry, is not a person to be messed with. You can flip that over on the other side, and it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
When you read the play for the first time, it sounds fascinating. What went through your mind?
Well, I mean, it's really difficult. I'm sure that somebody's talked to you about the layout of it, is that it was printed in landscape, the second act, and it's 3 different columns, and so it did, I sight read music, and so it feels like you're reading music, and so to have your eyes sort of go from over here to over here, and to know that, I mean, that's how conversations happen, is they're really organic, and to see organic conversation written on the page in such a specific way was really exciting.
And to watch Joe sort of conduct this whole thing.
Yeah,
you can call him like the director, but he's really conducting this opera. And where there's a dominant conversation, but yet there's a subdominant conversation that's taking place, or less dominant conversation that's taking place at the same time. And so reading it for the first time was really strange the first couple of days, just trying to figure out how do you read this 2-3 columns sort of play. But then once you got it, it's like you kind of figured it out. It's like juggling,
fun.
It's like, now I got it. I can keep these balls up in the air.
Yeah.
So it's been,
I play Bait Boy. No, I play Bait Boy, who is a former resident of the Hummingbird Hotel and has found a life raft and moved to Atlanta, and then returns for the funeral, and hijinks ensues.
And who do you play?
I play Zoe, who is his stepdaughter. The life raft is my mother, who comes with him to write a paper on sociology about subcultures.
Also to babysit.
And also to babysit him,
She is sort of chaperoning me.
making sure he comes home.
And working with this, like some of the old cast, some Steppenwolf, the new cast, and working with director Joe Mantello.
It's amazing. It's been really fun to play with the new people. They bring different energies to it. And I think that people are, with respect to what we did, we're letting new things happen, and Joe is all about that. And Joe is a really amazing director. He's
Joe's
awesome.
sort of the tide that lifts all boats, But there's just so much talent here that, like, even on your worst day, like, everybody kind of brings out the best in you. So I feel good about it because I can just leech on to everybody.
Yeah, I said to him, and I don't know if this is helpful, because the first week of rehearsal I was really, really daunted by how good everyone was. And then like a week into shows, I was like, oh, this just makes my job really easy how good everyone else is.
Just all you gotta do is know your lines, show
Yeah,
up, hit
and
your
then
marks.
just say
Everybody has
them
do
to
the
the
work.
person.
If it was that easy.
Yeah, sure.
If you could sum up the best part of the experience so far with working on this show, what's it been for each of you?
I just feel like I've learned so much about how to make theater and how to be an actor from watching everyone. It's a masterclass.
Well, I've only been with the show 6 days. And I knew about it a week before I started. So for me, the best part about it so far is that I'm still alive and haven't been fired yet. I'm glad to still be here. No, I think, we're working with these guys. I mean, just literally having immediate friends and relationships with these people, that didn't take much work at all. Everybody just said, welcome to the fold, do your shit.
How excited are you to be bringing this play to New York?
Well, it's wonderful. Chicago is terrific, and being with you is terrific.
Being with you is even better. But no, I'm really glad because it was just by chance that we got this opportunity to come to to New York, and I'm so glad because I think the show deserves it.
Oh, yes, it does. It's a really story about community, about people coming together, having a party for someone who's going to die, who's having it before she dies.
I am fascinated about reading about this play. Who do you play?
Ms. Ruby. Ms. Ruby. She's pretty great. She loves these guys. She's taken them into her world. She's cared for them, made them into little duckies. They're her duckies.
Who you play?
I play Sissy Nana, who is a drag queen transvestite. I call him a boy girl, who has lived there for a long time, in love with adored Miss Ruby, and is one of the people in charge of throwing the funeral for her. And that's what I play.
Tell me what you love about the play itself, Lisa's words.
Oh, Lisa's word. I love the overlapping system, the fact that on stage people are doing scenes all at the same time, and how to heighten that. It's like real life. But again, I get back to this community issue. It came up for me as really important. It's about New Orleans, too. A different part of it, a different thing. Not just Katrina, but about the people.
And for you?
I like how she is laying out the story, which I think is it's not quite linear. It's more, like she said, it's more as it would happen in real life. It comes in bits and pieces and spits and starts, and there's overlapping, and it's just a lovely way of storytelling that I think is kind of fresh, and so that to me is exciting.
What's been the best part of the experience so far with working on this show for each of you?
Well, first of all, this is a wonderful cast. The cast has been open, giving, and changing and willing to try all kinds of things. So I think that's it. The play, this, and the experience. And the fact that doing it in Chicago is wonderful, and coming here and the rejuvenation of that,
One of the great things for me is that my old-time friend Joe Mantello, we went to college together. So it's the first time we've worked on something like this from ground up. We acted together, and then of course I did Wicked for a little bit, and he would come in and give me notes. But this is the first time we've done the whole thing as director, actor, and so that being in the room and playing with my friend. Because I say, Joe, I'm just here to make you laugh, right? And he says, yeah, basically that's why you're here. So we just have fun. We go in the room and we just have a great time, and that's been really wonderful for me.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm new to the group, and Scott's been so I've just been there a week. But everybody's been extremely welcoming and supportive, and that's very helpful when you're the new fella on the block. It could be something different.
Yeah, it never hurts to be in a play directed by Joe Mantello. We were pleased in Chicago, and we're pleased here, and everything's going great. The new cast is jumping in, and it's been wonderful.
All right, how excited are you to be bringing your play to New York?
Great, so exciting, because as you know, I grew up in New Orleans. My brother Todd is in the show, so it's really amazing to be bringing a slice of my hometown to Broadway.
How did you come to write the play?
Well, I've always been interested in these motels along Airline Highway in New Orleans. When I was in high school, they were really known as no-tell motels, where preachers and politicians would get caught in questionable situations. But I wasn't interested in the stigma. I was interested in what is the community that might evolve among people who had to live in this hotel, who maybe had no other family. Who are they? Why are they together? I'm also really interested in the way New Orleans honors its elders and its living legends, and there's an aspect of that in the show as well.
Working with Joe Mantello.
Amazing. Hard work. He makes me work harder in a great way because he raises the bar so high. He's a great collaborator. He really understands. This play, as you know, has like 8 or 9 characters that are often all talking at once. He really understands the music of the play and also the beautiful stage pictures that really make this show pop. It's amazing.
You know, I always ask playwrights, it's like, who's your favorite child or whatever. Was it hard to write this play?
Was it hard? It was a play that was about listening to the characters. So the first draft, in many ways, emerged very organically and was not hard to write. What became hard was understanding, okay, how is this overlapping dialogue going to work? How are we going to really follow the through lines of all of these characters? So it was a real challenge over the course of time, once we got actors in the room, to figure out how to make all that work.
All right, let's talk about your actors. You've assembled an incredible cast, combining the best of Steppenwolf with, some new cast members in New York. What that's been like?
Yeah, it's been great. The Steppenwolf cast was fantastic. It's really interesting bringing in some new players to this production. I think I also done some rewriting on the script. So there's just enough new things that's bringing all this freshness to the experience. So I think we're just going to be bringing something to the Friedman Theatre that's very alive and that feels very spontaneous. So.
And working with Julie White.
So far, it's great. She's a Southern girl like me. She totally understands this. This character that she plays is kind of like a manic hostess that uses hosting to survive, and she really gets that rhythm, and she really gets the sense of humor that's like embedded in the play. So it's great.
I love the characters. I mean, talking to the actors so far, how they're explaining themselves. How do you explain the show? How do you explain your play?
Well, I talk about it as a group of people that you might call outcasts who have come together to throw a living funeral for their mother figure. So whenever you're in a situation like this, they're mourning, they're celebrating her life, they're thinking about their own lives. So it's a very, I think, touching and also often very funny and sometimes very celebratory experience, as funerals sometimes are. So.
If you could sum up the best part of the experience so far with working on this, what has it been for you?
Oh, being able to be in the room with such a large cast and needing the talent and energy and intellect of every one of those people, and of course, and all the technicians and the stage managers to make this show happen. It's an incredible opportunity to bring so many people together.